Good midday, good midday, good midday, good midday. It's a great day. Sun is shining. It's going to get up around about 72 degrees. Can you believe this foolishness? Can you believe this craziness is going on right now? Just a few days ago, we were freezing, and now all of a sudden, things have changed. Not trusting any of it because you just don't know how long some things are going to last. But this is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Jemison, bless you, sir, for being here. And so we are grateful for you, one and all, coming in to share with us on such a different day. Cora, bless you. How you be? Um, we're supposed to have this phenomenon called the solar eclipse that is going to take place a little bit. Let me see what time. A little bit later this afternoon, and it is a once in a lifetime event. We will not ever see this again. Nancy, bless you, as long as we live. So I guess it is something that needs to be observed. Okay. Y'all still at the hospital. Y'all still in the ER? Oh my goodness. Okay, Gladys, how are you? And so we're just going to see how things go. Kathy Jemison, we're doing well, and yourself. And if you are going to participate in this spectacle that is supposed to take place this afternoon, you better make sure that you have a pair of these. Hey, Tamika, how are you? Lord Hammer, it is always something. Okay, always something. It wouldn't do any good to complain because guess what? Ain't nobody listening. I mean, I got a lot to do. Sylvia Scott, bless you. Ethel, Elder Clay, Stephanie, I got a lot to do, but I'll probably because guess what? Whether you watch it or not, you will see the effects of it because it will get dark. It won't get pitch black, but it will get dark. And there are those who are Lakeisha, bless you. There are those who have the biblical connotations that they've attached to it, and all of that's fine and good. Okay, and the I don't know. I just think it's something that happens every so many hundred years. That's just my personal opinion because number one, God is in control of all of it anyway. Tamika, bless you. Minister Sarah, Minister Faye, bless y'all so much for being here with us. And Carolyn, how are you? So again, for those of you who may not have been paying any attention, Gaither, thank you so much for being here. You need a pair of these. You need a pair of these, okay? And Denise, how are you? Elder James, bless you for being here. It will be extremely dangerous to your eyes for you to look directly into that event. Now, if you just want to go blind, then you just go ahead and stare at it. But I would suggest some level of caution. And matter of fact, Shelly and Doe and Valerie and Lady Bowling and Rhonda and Hattie, Minister Marcia, you can't even hardly find these glasses anywhere now because everybody and their grandmother has picked them up. They were free in a lot of places, and a lot of them, hey Katrina, how are you? A lot of them were traps to get you to come into their restaurant or into their furniture store or into their store to get you to buy something. But hey, free is free. It ain't like you got to buy something. So that's just how that goes. All right. Wendy, bless you. Chaplain Hearns, how are you? Victor Little and Trinette, thank y'all so much. Sabrina, I ain't forgot what you said. I'm gonna get you, girl. And so when we look at this, Carol, bless you. How you feeling? How you be? And so, Lori, good to have you here with us. Tell family we said hello. Okay, Sharon, thank you so much for being a part of this snapshot moment. So again, I'm gonna say it one more time. Last time I'm gonna say it. Do not look at this event coming up without these. Um, you will pay a horrible price if you choose to not do so. Ayana, bless you for being here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready because I'm going to see. I I am not. I've learned. Thea, bless you for being here. Elder Pamela, I've learned how to control my temperament when it comes down to waiting on things to happen. I wasn't exactly what you call a road rage person. I wasn't exactly one of those people that would just go off on anybody. It really wasn't that kind of situation. But what I had a problem with is not being able to immediately see things come to pass. I messed up a whole lot of time. Thank you, James. Thank you so much for letting us know all is well. I had a problem with assembling things and did not have the patience to read the instructions. I felt that I was intellectually astute enough to look at the picture and figure it out. I have not always been the best person when it came down to listening, because for the most part, after a couple of minutes, I probably tuned you out. Um, do I do that now? No, because I've been trained and I understand the importance and the power of listening. Hey, Debbie, how are you? I'm going to see your sister as soon as I'm done with the snapshot today. Still praying for her and with her. Minister Sarah went up to see her last night because I'm going to tell you, girl, I passed straight out. And when I woke up, it was too late to go see anybody, and I wasn't going to do it at that time. But we're going to make sure that we see about her and take care of Jackie. And Carletta, good midday to you. I wasn't always the person who would wait on God because I felt that he was too slow. And I'm just talking to myself. I am. I'm just talking to myself because nobody else. LMA, sweetheart, how are you? Nobody else has been that way when it comes down to God moving, God making things happen. And so I have learned, Bobby McKenzie, I have learned, bless you for being here, that when God does something, I have to tailor my emotions and my expectations out of what I think into what God knows and will do. And I need to deal with that for just a second, because if you're a high D, which means you're an extremely domineering person, you wait on nothing. You wait on no one. Um, if they, and I am good at this because, even around the church, if people tell me they're going to do stuff, and then it don't get done, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I don't have time to waste and all of that kind of stuff, because I feel that if you give me a word, you ought to do what you should do. But in the midst of that, um, you learn as time goes on how that um, everything can't be the way you want it to be when you want it to be, especially when God says what it shall be. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just speaking for myself. I'm speaking very candidly. I'm speaking very openly. Now, for those of you that are a little more laid back and, you're just kind of, you kind of let life drift by, this doesn't affect you. Okay. It doesn't affect you at all. Because you can let grass grow and you'll sit back and go out and measure it. And I can't do that. Matter of fact, I was looking at the grass today. I was like, I'm getting ready to cut this grass tomorrow if it don't rain because I can't take it. And so Sabrina hush. And so we struggle. Yeah. For military people, it's even that much more difficult because you've been trained for immediacy. Immediacy. When you, hey, Christy, when you go into the military, they don't teach you to wait on anything. They teach you to aggressively assault and to get things done expeditiously. And so the thing that can happen that can mess you up with the things of God is when God doesn't do it when you have presupposed the time should be and decide to do it yourself. And then when you do it yourself and you make a complete mess out of it, then what do? Waiting on the Lord sounds better than the actual practice or participation. Waiting on the Lord seems to be easier than when it's your turn to do it. Because, we're good at telling people, just trust in the Lord, wait on the Lord, and he'll see you through until we sit in that seat. And then when we sit in that seat, we become overwhelmingly attitudinal because it's like, what do you mean wait on the Lord? I've been waiting for 10 days, and that's the thing but we got to learn something in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Yeah, Lisa, bless you. Habakkuk. I'm going to see if y'all get this one. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. There's something very important for us to look at. We're going to look at it for a couple of minutes, then I'm going to let you go. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. This is overwhelmingly important. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3 says, the vision is yet for an appointed time. It hastens toward the goal and will not fail. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will certainly come, and it will not delay. I want us to catch what Habakkuk said. Habakkuk said that whatever God says he's going to do already has been placed within its appointed time. Now that's some powerful stuff right there, because you remember, and I told you this some time ago, that God works backwards, which means he goes from the result back to the process to bring you to it. And so God times every microcosm of existence. Lord, because if you can grasp that, if you can comprehend that God already knows every single thing, every moment of your life, your existence, then you also understand that what God has given you is not predicated upon where you think God should do it, but according to what God says. And usually the reason that it tarries, though it may tarry, though it may wait, it shall come to pass. The waiting process has nothing to do with God. Teach, Pastor, I'm doing the best I know how. Has absolutely nothing to do with God, because whatever God has given you, whatever God has shown you, its goal is for it to come to pass. God would not waste his time hyping you up and making you feel that everything is going to be just fine and drop the ball on you. God's not in the business of lying and giving you things and promises and all of the rest of that thing that he has absolutely no intention of bringing to pass. And you gotta know that. But see, it's difficult to know that when you are trying to time God out according to what you think he should do. Though it tarries, wait for it. And the reason, Lavonda, that you have to wait on it is because it's waiting on you. Teach, Lord. God, because he knows that will lie to him, because he knows that we're impatient, because he knows that we won't always keep our word. God will time the process in such a way that he'll wait till you learn enough lessons to recognize the importance of waiting on him. Carolyn Richardson, you gotta understand, if it's tarrying, if it's waiting, if it's taking a while, Pamela Stevens, for it to come to pass, it's because you have not positioned yourself yet to be in place for it to come to pass. Lord have mercy. If you know anything about baseball, you understand that there is a zone that the pitcher tries to throw the ball so that he can strike the batter out. And the funny thing about us is that many of us just refuse to be in the appropriate catcher's position to receive what God has. And so what we do is we sway around, we're not in place. And so God cannot throw the pitch for you to catch it because you're not in the appropriate position to receive it. Lord, help me, help me, help me. I'm telling you right now, I have learned that if, and again, and again, and again, I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm not talking about being 100% on target. I'm talking about just being in place. And the problem with us is we will always blame somebody else for our misposition. It is always somebody else's fault why this isn't going on. That isn't. No, anything that does not come into your life does not come your way according to what God says he will do, that he has to cause a wait period to take place, is because either one, you're trying to rush him. Number two, you done got out in front of him. Or number three, he's waiting for you to can you just be still long enough to know that what I say I will do, I will do. I know that's tight. I know that's tight. I know that's tight, because God wants us to understand that he is tired of some of us blaming him for some things not coming to pass. Renee, even though what you fail to understand is that what God has for you is for you, but he will not deliver it until you are in position to receive. That's just like you got a package coming that you have to sign for. And you know the package is coming on such and such a day and such a time, and they're going to deliver it. You decide, I'm going someplace else. I'm going shopping, or I'm going to get gas, or I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And you miss the moment of delivery. Lord, I got 3 minutes, 2 minutes. You miss the moment of delivery. And then you get the little notice on the door. The first thing you do is you get angry at the delivery driver, not realizing that you had already knew ahead of time what time the package was going to show up. And you should have just stayed in your house and your apartment to receive the package. And I'm trying to get y'all to see something here, because I'm trying to go somewhere and I want you to go with me. If you position yourself appropriately when the package is delivered, you'll get it. But if you decide, and here's the process of delivery, if you're not there, they say on the note, we will be back tomorrow to try to deliver between such and such a time, such and such a time. Don't get mad at the delivery person because you decided not to be there when the first delivery took place. And so since you weren't there for the first delivery, now you are no longer in control of the time. The package is now in control of you. And what happens when you don't do that again? They tell you you need to go to UPS, FedEx, whatever the case may be. It will be there for a few days. And after those few days, you don't show up, it's going back. God's trying to tell you something. Do I have anybody here? God is trying to tell you something. You missing out on blessings because it's your own hard-headedness. You missing out on blessings because you want God to show up and do what you want done when you want it done. No, show up when he says he's going to deliver. Be in place when he says he's going to make it happen. Make sure that you are right where God would have you to be when the time of the delivery takes place. And let me tell you something. God ain't like the United States Post Office. The United States Post Office, you don't know when your packages are going to show up, but when you trust in God, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I want you to catch this. Quit getting mad at God. Quit getting bent out of shape with God. Quit talking about what God ain't gonna do. It ain't God. That's look. Let me read it one more time. Let me read it. The vision is yet for an appointed time. It hastens toward the goal, which means the vision wants to come to pass, and it will not fail. Which means what? God will wait on your slow self to receive what He has. And I'm gonna mess you up when I say this. When you slow down one blessing, you slow down all your blessings. When you're not in place for one blessing, you have now slowed down every single blessing that's right behind the one that you're waiting on. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta go. Did you get chills, girl? Listen, I'm trying to get us to recognize something. God's got a blessing with your name on it, but you got to be in the place to receive it. I gotta go. Listen. Larry, bless you, my friend. Thank you for being on. Listen, y'all. I love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ, but every now and then I got to call it the way it need to be called. I got to say it the way it need to be said. I got to present it the way, because everything that is absent from your life is not God's fault. God wants to supply. You just not ready to receive. Don't forget what I said. Don't forget what I said. Don't you take your little happy self out there and call yourself going to look up in the sky at the eclipse that's going to take place, and you don't have some of these, because you're going to cause some major detriment to take place to your eyes. Listen, love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ. May God bless you. May He keep you, is our prayer.